Hi there kit fans, it's Louise with you today on behalf of Kitaholic Kits, and I am sharing my first layout from the April 2022 kit, which is full of the fabulous Cocoa Vanilla Studio No Limits collection. So as you would know, I love a good boys collection, and Cocoa Vanilla never sort of disappoints. We always have lots of fun stuff to play with. So this background paper initially inspired me, and I love the way that sort of burst is coming out from the star, but I really wanted to cut the star out because I didn't want to cover it up. So I'm going to fussy cut that first. Then I'm going to freestyle with the Nuvo drops, and I'm going to just enhance those lines. Now again, I didn't want this to be too structured. I wanted it to look a little bit messy. It's purely just to add that little bit of dimension to that explosion background that we've got going on the paper already. So some of them I cover up, some of them I add next to, but essentially I'm going to just add that little bit of pop. Now I've chosen a photo, and this is probably the hardest part for me. Having a whole stash full of boy related photos, I wondered about which ones I was going to possibly use with this fabulous kit. So this was probably the trickiest part for me. And initially I like this awesome title, which I'm going to color around the outside first with black pen, and then I'm going to mess it up with some more of the Nuvo paste. But this just, I don't like how this looks on the page. It didn't suit this particular layout, and I didn't actually like how the Nuvo paste came out on there, so I'm actually going to leave that off the layout, and I don't know if it's going to make it onto any layout. It may end up in the bin yet, so I just have to see how I feel as creativity strikes me. So while I wait for those Nuvo glitter drops to dry, I'm going to just add a little bit of cluster around my photo. So I'm doing that just with little elements from the ephemera pack, and mounting some of those up on foam tape so that I can add that little bit of dimension and have a bit of an idea of what this is going to look like when I add it to that explosion. Now, I also have to be aware that I've got that star hole in the middle of my page, so I have to make sure that I cut that effectively. So while I wait for it to dry, I simply just add a few bits and pieces here and there and get a bit of a feel for what I'm going to add onto that background that I've created. So this, the sticker sheet's probably one of my favourite items from the kit. I love how it has the combination of the words and the embellishment stickers, and it really is great to use for clustering and adding interest to the page. So because my photo and embellishment doesn't quite cover that star cutout, I'm going to go ahead and add just a little bit of clustering around the photo, just enough so that I can cover that up. And then when I'm happy with the way it looks, I'm going to mount it onto some cardboard off camera. And again, just adding that little bit of dimension. I don't want too much because I don't want to overwhelm the layout, but it just needs that little bit of extra something to break it up from that background. So now that I'm happy with that and my background is dry so I can actually touch it and play with it, I'm going to just enhance things a little bit. I like the balance that I've got going on here. My 3 points of my triangle are the top right where I've got embellishments and the circle, the bottom left of the photo where I've got the star. So I need something in that top left just to give it that little bit of balance. And here's where I'm going to add just a couple more embellishments. As you can see, I do have a bit of a play around with the title, but it's not working. I'm not feeling it, so I'm going to leave it off, and I'm going to create this little cluster up the top to balance the layout out. So that is my first creation. I hope that you enjoyed that from me. Thank you for watching, and if you haven't already, make sure you hit that little subscribe button.